Good afternoon all. I am M.DEVIKA, Assistant Professor of Commerce. Now let us see what are the things related with the principles of management. Management is the art of getting things done through others. It refers to the process of planning, organizing, directing, staffing, coordination and controlling. It is also referred to as a body of knowledge, a practice and also discipline. It is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups efficiently to accomplish the selected item which is considered to be the target or the objectives or the goals of the firm or the business. Now let us see the definition given by the different authors. Here Lewis Allen defines the term management as management is what a manager does. So what are all the activities a manager is doing? It refers to planning, organizing, coordination, motivation, staffing and controlling aspect. Let us see the other definition which is given by the author Harold Hoons, who defines the term management as the art of getting things done through others in a formally organized group. So formally organized group refers to the structure which is given by the management is followed in the setup where they are supposed to achieve the objectives of the firm. Now let us see the scope and functions of management. Here planning is the first function related with the management, which defines the goals and establishing the strategy where they are supposed to plan in advance about what to do, where to do, how to do, where to do and who has to perform the activity. Number 2, organizing. Organizing includes determining what task has to be done, how to do, where and when, who is to do it, and they have to gather the different aspects which has been spreaded in different places. Next one is staffing, which includes the recruitment of people and training them towards the task to work effectively, and they have to recruit the persons in time. That means right man at the right time and they are supposed to do the job at the correct place. Then the next one is leadership. Here leadership includes motivating the employees and directing the different persons or the workers towards the activities to achieve the target. That means the workers or the employees who have been appointed in the concern must be lead in a proper way to achieve the target. So the leader must be a proper person who leads the group to attain the target by the workers. Next one is motivation. Here motivation is essential for the workers who have been encouraged to move towards the objectives where they have to perform the work in an effective way. Whether the work is done by the workers or the assigned task has been performed by the workers in an effective way. They have to find out the difference and they must be motivated properly by means of financial and non-financial motivating factor. Then the next concept is controlling. Controlling is the process of monitoring the performance by fixing the standards and comparing the actual performance with the standards, and they have to find out the deviations and take up the remedial measures to rectify the concept of variation. That means they have to give a remedial solution to rectify that particular deviation or difference to achieve the target effectively. Then comes managerial skill. The managerial skill is of 3 types. Each and every person who is becoming a manager must possess different sorts of skill wise. Number 1, conceptual skills, which is required by the employee who are in the topmost management level. Then the number 2 is technical skill, which is required by the employee who are in the middle level of management to tackle the workers in order to achieve the target. Next one is human relation skill. These skills are required by the employees at the lower level where they are supposed to tackle the workers or get the assigned task from the workers, supervisors or foremen from the different types of workers who have been assigned in the proper time. Let us see what are the differences between administration and management. Now we must know what is the meaning of administration. Administration is nothing but it refers to a wider term, relates with the thinking function, which is influenced with the external factors to determine the targets or the goals of the firm. The main difference related with these 2 factors is first one, nature of work. In case of nature of work, administration is primarily concerned with the determination of objectives and broad policies, whereas management involves only implementation of plans and policies. Here, this administration is a thinking function, whereas management is a doing function. Number 2, the second concept is scope. Here, in case of scope, administration takes major decisions where it is considered to be a wider term, whereas management takes the decision within the framework of the administration. Level of authority. Here, in case of level of authority, administration is the top management function, whereas the management is a supervisory level of function. Next comes status. In case of status, administration consists of owners of an enterprise, whereas management consists of managerial personnel with the specialized knowledge who may be the employees. Here, in case of management, they must be the topmost personnel who is having or who is considered to be the experts in a specialized field. So that differentiates the persons from the administrator and the manager. Then the next one is nature of organization. In case of nature of organization, administration is used in relations to military, government, educational and religious organizations, whereas the latter is used in case of business firms. That is, management is used in business firms which have economic motives which moves towards the achievement of target, which is considered to be the maximization of profit with minimum cost. Then the next one is influence. Influence related to administration, decisions are generally influenced by different external factors such as social, legal, political, etc. Whereas in case of management, decisions are influenced by internal factors such as values, opinions and beliefs. Let us see what are the principles of management. Henry Fayol has derived different from the circumstances in his striving to change the circumstances. He has suggested some generalized teaching of management to be the main part of every curriculum of places of higher education and even beginning in primary schools. Here, Fayol's dedications to this idea is demonstrated by the fact that after retirement, he went on to not just writing the books about management ideas, but more importantly, he found the Center for Administrative Studies, which is called as CAS in 1917 in Paris. Here, the CAS mainly functioned as a center of discussion between professionals from a large variety of professions in order to further the knowledge and understanding of the management principles. Now, let us see what are the 14 principles which is suggested by the author Henry Fayol. Number 1 is division of work. Here, this is the specialization that economists consider necessary for efficiency in the use of labor. Fayol applies this principle to all kinds of work, managerial as well as technical. Where the division of work will be there, it is possible for the workers to complete the work within the stipulated period of time. Number 2, authority and responsibility. Henry Fayol here finds the authority and responsibility to be related, with the latter arising from the former. He sees authority as a combination of official factors which is related with assigning of tasks by the topmost authorities, whereas deriving from the manager's position and personal factors, but responsibility is related with the supervisory level of workers who are supposed to be responsible for each and every work assigned by the topmost authorities. Number 3, discipline. Seeing to discipline as a respect of agreements which are directed at achieving obedience, application, energy and the outward marks of respect, Fayol declares that discipline requires good superiors at all levels of management. Next one is unity of command. So here it refers to the commanding factor related with the employers as well as the employees. That means the employers should receive orders from only one superior only. Why? Because if he is supposed to receive orders from more number of superiors, it will not be possible for them to complete the work within the stipulated period of time, as well as it will not be possible for them to complete the work in an effective way. Hence, he has limited that the order must be received from one superior only. Next comes unity of direction.
Here, according to this principle, each group of activities with the same objective which must have one head, one plan. That means each and every workers who are working in the concern should have only one plan to achieve. Either it may be sales turnover increasing or it may be profit maximization, just like that. Each and every head must have only one plan. Subordination of individual interest towards the group interest. Each and every person who are working in the organization used to have their own objective, even though they all has to move towards the achievement of the common objective, which is called as the target of the business firm. Here, this is self-explanatory. When the two or more found to differ, management must reconcile. Next one comes remuneration. Here, the payment of salaries and wages and methods of payment should be fair and afford to the maximum possible satisfaction of the employees and employers. That means the salaries or the wages which has been given to the workers, either they may be top level or supervisory level or middle level, it must be fair wages and fair salaries which satisfies the workers to work effectively. Hence, he has convinced that the workers should get a fair wages and afford a maximum possible satisfaction to get the achievement of the target. Next one is centralization. Here, centralization without using the term centralization of authority. Fayol refers to the extent to which authority is centralized or dispersed. Individual circumstances will determine the degree that will give the best overall yield. Hence, if it is a centralized setup, each and every work which has been assigned, or if they are responsible, whatever be the thing, each and every person used to complete the work within the stipulated time to achieve the target by maintaining time management. Next one is scala chain. The scala chain represents, by the author Fayol thinks of this as a chain of superior from the highest to the lowest rank, which will not be departed from the needs to the minimum, should be short-circuited when to follow is scrupulously would be detrimental. That means the chain ranking from the topmost authority to the lowest rank is derived in the scala chain. What are things to be received from the superiors? Who are all the superiors? Who are all responsible for the topmost authorities? That has been defined in this scala chain. Next comes order. So this order has been divided into two, namely one is material order and the other one is social order. Here, Fayol follows the simple adage of a place for everything and everything in its place is the definition for order. That means if it is related with the material order, everything must have a proper place. If it is a social order, everything must have its own place. That has been defined in this order. That is a place for everything and everything in its place must be adopted to achieve the objective and also to work effectively and to complete the assigned task in an effective way. Then the next comes equity. Equity means the loyalty and devotion should be elicited from personnel by a combination of kindliness and justice on the part of the managers when dealing with the subordinates. Stability of tenure of personnel. Here they are supposed to consider the tenure of personnel and they must be stable for a longer period within the organization of the firm. Once if their tenure is longer, in that circumstance, we can get effective work from them to achieve the target. So here, finding unnecessary turnover to be both the cause and effect of bad management, Fayol points out the dangers and cost. Next comes initiative. Here, in case of initiative is conceived of as a thinking out and execution of a plan. Since it is one of the keenest satisfaction for an intelligent man to experience, each and every person must initiate their own action with their efficiency to complete the assigned task. Next, the last 14th principle is esprit de corps. Here, esprit de corps is a principle that in union there is strength as well as an extension of the principle of unity of command, emphasizing the need for teamwork and the importance of communication in obtaining it. All workers must work with enthusiasm, confidence and zeal towards the achievement of their objectives. Now, let us see management is essential for each and every organization. Here, managers are charged with the responsibility of taking actions that will enable individuals to make their best contributions towards the group objectives. Here, management thus applies to small and large organizations, to profit or non-for-profit enterprises, to manufacturing as well as service industries. Hence, this management is essential for each and every one, either it is the profit organization or non-profit concerns. Nature of management. Now, let us see some of the characteristics related with the management. Number one is, management is universal. It is common. That means the principles and techniques of management have universal applications. They can be applied to all types of organization, business, social concerns, or it may be educational institutions and religious firms. Next comes, management is a social process. Here, this management is basically a social activity because management is mainly related with the human activities of a business enterprise. Hence, it is considered to be one of the social process. Next comes, management is goal oriented. Each and every management, they are supposed to fix certain target. They are supposed to fix certain objective, and then only they used to start their work. In that circumstance, the purpose of management is to achieve certain goals. The main objective is to maximize efficiency and economy of human efforts in order to achieve their target, which is considered to be the profit maximization. Management is activity based. Here, it refers to a distinct class of activity which could be learnt and put it into practice. That means each and every workers must be put in practice and to work effectively, and the manager has to grasp more work in order to achieve their goal. Next comes management as an integrative process. The essence of management is integration of human and other resources in a manner that it leads to effective performance. Normally, we used to tell there are different types of management we require to achieve the objectives of the organization or the firm. In that circumstance, men, material, machine, money, etc. must be coordinated in a different aspects, and they must be moved towards a particular direction, which is the main target or the main motto or of the concern, which is considered to be the profit maximization. Hence, it is considered to be an integrative process where the human and other resources must be lead towards the achievement of the effective performance, which is considered to be the goals of the concern. Next one is, management is a group activity. Either it is related with production or sales, each and every activity must be interrelated. In that circumstance, management is concerned with group efforts because it creates effective cooperation among persons working together in a group. Either they are related to different departments, they are moving towards a particular target which is considered to be the firm's objective. Then the next one is, management is intangible. The management is not a tangible activity of business enterprise. It is the direction and control of business activity which can be feel but cannot be seen or touched. In that circumstance, we used to consider that the management is an intangible concept. We can't see that management concepts. Management is dynamic. Management involves creating an internal environment or conditions whereby people are able to perform their task efficiently. Management is continuously a growing process. Here it is dynamic in the sense it will not end. It is considered to be a never-ending process. Hence, it is considered to be a dynamic, continuously growing process. Then the next one is, management is multidisciplinary subject. It contains principles drawn from many social sciences like sociology, economics, politics, geography, etc. So, in that circumstance, we used to consider that management is considered to be not a single concept, it is related with multidisciplinary subject. Then the next comes, management accomplishes results through others. The essence of management is integration of human and other resources, already I told different aims, in such a way that it leads to effective performance of the whole organization system. Next comes, management is both a science and an art. The management as a science provides general principles which can guide the managers in their professional activities. The management as an art provides best possible solutions of the problems and the best possible exploitation of the available resources. That means they must know which resources must be used and which resources must be exploited in order to achieve the task in an effective way, or which may be the profit maximization concept. We'll see what are the duties related with the managers. Here there are different duties as well as responsibilities related with the managers. In that circumstance here, the different duties of the managers are, the first one is plan about the future target or goals of the firms. Number 2, they have to organize the different ends of business to work effectively. Number 3, managing the workers in an effective way. Next one, acted as the leader of the team in order to lead the different workers who are considered to be the new workers or freshers must be lead in a proper way to work effectively. The next one is maintain quality of work in groups. Each and every person or individual who are in the organization must perform their work in a quality way. Next one is have a safe work environment. That means each and every employees or employers must be provided with proper ventilation facility, furniture facility, lighting facility, then office facility, etc., where they must have a safe work environment to perform their work effectively and in an easiest way. Performing administrative work in an effective way. That is in a well-defined manner. That is, they have to perform each and every administrative work which has been assigned must be in a well-defined manner. Each and every level of workers must perform the administrative work in a well-defined way. Next comes maintaining a group of staff to perform work effectively. That means they must have different groups to perform, that means to grasp the work from each and every individual of the organization to work effectively. Then next comes arrangements for training given which has been to the freshers. That means if they are not up to the standard, each and every freshers must be given with the proper training in order to work effectively. They must recruit the right personnel at the right time. They must encourage the employees to work effectively, and they must have the duty to develop the current employees. That means they must compare the current persons and the existing persons, and they must compare their performance, and they must develop the work of the current employees who have been appointed freshly. The next one is monitoring the work and have a complete review on employees' performance. Each and every employee's performance must be reviewed periodically. That means either daily, weekly, fortnightly or monthly, and they must give the report to the topmost authorities. Then comparisons are made with the past performance to find out the difference, and rectifications are made to give or solve the deviations to achieve the goals related with the firm. Let us see what are the responsibilities of the manager. Each and every person who are working in the concerns must be reliable. That means reliability must be there. Then goal setting is also considered to be one of the most responsibility related with the manager. After setting out the goal only, he is supposed to plan about the different aspects related with the future. Next one is task of administration. It is the main thing where he has to administer the different workers' work in order to move towards the achievement of the target. The next one is team of individual organization. Each and every group, each and every individual of the organization must work effectively for the betterment of the organization. The next one is leadership. Each and every concern, each and every manager should act as a leader to achieve the target or to grasp the work or assign tasks to the workers who are working at different levels. The next one is communication. Each and every work which has been assigned must be communicated properly. If there is lack of communication, it will not be possible for the managers to achieve the work or get the assigned task in a clear-cut way or in a right time. Next one is motivation. Each and every manager must be motivated to each and every employees who are working at different levels in order to get the better work from the employers at different levels. The next one is time management. They have to perform the work in a correct time, and they have to perform the work in a quality way, and time management must be there. In that circumstance, they are supposed to get more remuneration or double the wage rate, just like that. They have to compare the workers' performance and must give training and development. Then they have to trace the future trends and challenges of the business related to the competitors. What are the future trends? What are the challenges to be faced? With the help of the competitors' condition, what they are supposed to make alterations with reference to the existing business must also be taken up by the managers. The next one is creating groups and compare with the individual organizations. Either it may be intra-firm or inter-firm comparisons must be made with the groups, and they have to take up the performance review and they have to submit it to the top management. Next one is standardization of the quality of products as well as work. They have to standardize the quality of the product plus the work must also be standardized. Next one is performing of the work with competency. Each and every workers who are working the organization must be compete the workers, the other workers. In that sense only it will be possible for them to work effectively to move towards the organization's betterment. Next one is globalization of business. Nowadays, the globalization becomes more famous. In that situation, they are supposed to face with the globalization trend by means of comparing the competitors. With this, we'll move to the next thing, which is considered to be the levels of management. There are three different levels of management wise: top level, middle level and supervisory level of management. Let us see top level management, which requires conceptual skills consisting of board of directors, chief executives, general managers who determines the objectives and framing the policies, setting up the organizational framework, etc. And the middle management who requires human relations skills consisting of functional heads such as different departmental heads wise, production manager, sales manager, finance manager, just like that, different types of managers who are supposed to interrelate the activities towards the move towards the achievement of target. Then, which is concerned with the implementing of policies and also plans which has been laid down by the top management, and also interpret the policies, selecting the suitable personnel, assigning the duties and responsibilities, etc. Last level is supervisory level of management who requires technical skills consisting of superintendents, supervisors and foremen who are in direct touch with the rank and file of workers. It is the lowest level of hierarchy of management and actual operations who are the responsibility of this level of management. Management here consists of two types, namely administrative management comprising of thinking function, wise policy determination, planning for production, fixation of standards, comparing the actual with the standards, etc. Whereas operating management comprises of doing function wise, uses of various factors of production, implementation of policies, directing functions, etc., which helps to achieve the objectives or the goals of the business enterprise. We'll see what are the importance of management. Here the importance of management are the first one, higher efficiency. Here management seeks to obtain maximum output with minimum resources and efforts, which requires higher efficiency. Hence management is essential. Here for number 2 is satisfaction of customers. Management attempts to produce products required by the customers. Number 3, adequate return on capital. Management must achieve a reasonable rate of return for the owners of the business. Next one is satisfied workforce. Management attempts to build a team of good workers who are happy and satisfied with the organization. Better working conditions. Management seeks to achieve a system to ensure fair wages for the work, security for employment and better working conditions for the workforce. Next comes relation with suppliers. Management seeks to achieve good relations with the suppliers of raw materials and capital so as to continue in production. Next comes contribution to national goals. The management must contribute to the national goals. It should use the judicious use of scarce resources of the country, and they are supposed to contribute towards the national goals. We will conclude this term wise. Management is a universal process in all organized social and economic activities. Wherever there is a human activity, there is management. In business field, management is not restricted to factory, shop or office, but is also useful in government enterprises, educational institutions, health services, military organizations and so on. Management is a multi-purpose organ that manages a business, manages manager and manages workers and work. Finally, with the quotings of Frederick Winslow Taylor, in the past the man has been first, in the future the system must be the first. With this, I'll conclude my topic, Principles of Management. Thank you.